This is an icebreaker invented in Russia over 100 years ago. Because the early bow was straight and sharp, it could cut through the ice like a knife. But if they hit thick ice, there's a good chance they'll get stuck in a crevasse. The crew would have to break the ice manually with tools such as an icebreaker. It's not only laborious, but also dangerous. To solve this problem, in 1871, German engineers changed the sharp bow into a rounded shape, so as to rely on the huge weight of the ship itself to press down on the ice to realize the breaking of ice. But this design requires more fuel to power and is only suitable for icebreakers with a shallow draft. Once filled with oil, the ship's bow would be too heavy to be pressed into the water to break the ice. In response, the engineers lengthened the bow and improved the angle of inclination. This allows the bow to maintain an optimal ice-breaking angle no matter how much cargo and fuel is loaded. Because traditional icebreakers are diesel-fueled, they can't travel long distances, so they can only operate in nearby rivers and coastal areas. If you want to go deeper into the remote polar ice fields, you'll face a shortage of fuel, so engineers installed a nuclear reactor filled with uranium fuel rods. When activated, it can heat water to over 250 degrees. The boiling water is then piped into a heat exchanger to generate steam. This drives the entire turbine, which in turn drives a huge gearbox. And eventually the power is transferred to the propeller. A small amount of enriched uranium is all that's needed to keep an icebreaker afloat for 3 to 4 years. Although the energy problem has been solved, the high loads of icebreaking in the thick Arctic ice would not only damage the hull of the ship, but also the rudders and propellers, which would be easily damaged by the impact of the ice. In response, the engineers installed 2 auxiliary propellers on both sides of the hull. This can effectively push away the nearby ice so as to protect the main propeller normal work. At the same time, heavy steel beams were used to reinforce the hull, and the steel belt was wrapped around both sides of the hull to shift the ice piled up on both sides. In order to solve the problem of excessive friction between the hull and the ice, the engineers installed a special lubrication device on the boat. A special lubrication device was installed on the ship, which sucked in air-laden seawater through a hole in the hull. Then, through a pipe underneath the ship, a large number of water bubbles flowed to the hull, so that a lubrication layer was formed around it. This greatly reduces the friction between the hull and the ice, which further ensures the safety of the ship. It is in this step-by-step technological breakthrough that a perfect icebreaker is built.